As you might remember, we moved into this apartment with the mission of creating the ultimate Sweden and Taiwan apartment, and I am happy to announce that we now finally have succeeded with that mission. So in today's video, I wanted to once and for all show you the top things a foreigner must have in a Taiwanese home. Or at least the top things this foreigner needs to have in a Taiwanese home. Now, I'm not going to assume that every single foreigner loves sparkling water, but I will assume that every single Swede do love sparkling water. And I would say that there are 3 different levels of sparkling water drinkers. The casual beginner sparkling water drinker who just buys one occasionally at the grocery store. The hobbyist who might have one of these sparkling water machines at home who makes it on maybe a weekly basis. But then of course we have the sparkling water pros, the professionals, the sparkling water connoisseurs, where you can actually get sparkling water, cold sparkling water I might add, with just a flick with your finger. Next up are smart lights, or just a smart home in general, and hopefully you already seen the video I made with Camille when I am actually talking about these lights in a little bit more detail. But these lights are just amazing, and of course you can integrate it so you have like different sensors, or you can just control it with your voice. And actually, just before starting this video right here, I did forget that I had not turned on these lights, and I can just sit here, have everything dialed in already, and then just with the voice command I can actually just start these lights in the background, and I think that's just absolutely amazing. This next item is actually the latest addition to this dream home, and something that I've personally wanted for the last 20 years, ever since I heard about this concept for the first time, and also realized that this is actually a real thing and not just some science fiction thing that has been made up in a movie. I am of course talking about robot vacuum cleaners, specifically the Roborock S8 Pro Ultra, which is also the sponsor of today's video. Traditionally, how these robot vacuum cleaners will work is that you just put this down on the floor, it will go in one direction until it hits a wall or an obstacle, and then it will rotate slightly, then continue in a straight line, and then repeat this entire process until the machine thinks it has cleaned the entire floor, or until the machine gets stuck under the sofa, under the table, or under a chair. If you are familiar with the concept of robot vacuum cleaners, then please just forget everything that you thought you knew about robot vacuum cleaners, because the Roborock S8 Pro Ultra completely changes the game and is so much more than just a vacuum cleaner. First of all, it comes with this fast charging station, which can fully charge the S8 Pro Ultra's battery in about 4 hours and then give you enough power to clean up to a 90 ping large apartment. It is also an automatic dust collector, so whenever the S8 Pro Ultra finishes cleaning, it will automatically find its way back to the cleaning station, remove all dust and other particles, and place it in this 2.5 liter dust bag, which is the equivalent of up to 60 days worth of cleaning, which means that you only need to worry about emptying this dust bag 6 times a year. But remember when I said that this S8 Pro Ultra is so much more than just a vacuum cleaner? Well, if you take a look underneath, then you will actually see that this is a mop as well. So of course the charging station slash dust collecting station will of course also fill up the water tank inside of the machine during the cleaning process, and it can store up to 3.5 liters of water, which of course also is enough to clean apartments up to 90 ping. And as if that was not enough, it will of course also take care of all that dirty water, put that in a separate tank, so you also don't have to worry about that during the entire cleaning process. And when you think that this could possibly not get any better, afterwards when the S8 Pro Ultra is done cleaning your floor, then the charging station would then actually clean the robot vacuum cleaner itself, just to make sure that next time you're using it, you will not try to clean your floor with maybe an even dirtier mop inside. And of course, once the charging station is done with cleaning the S8 Pro Ultra, it will of course also dry both the robot vacuum cleaner and the charging station itself with hot air to make sure that all bad smells and germs will go away as well. I don't know, I'm just completely speechless. And then we haven't even started talking about the vacuum cleaner itself. We're only talking about the so-called charging station, which is just so much more than just a charging station. But moving on, and let's focus a little bit more on the star of the show, which is the S8 Pro Ultra itself. First of all, it has the industry's strongest suction power of 6,000 Pascal. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what 1 or 6,000 Pascal actually means in terms of suction, but after trying this myself for a few weeks, I guarantee you that this will suck up pretty much anything that you might have left on the floor. It also has a floating double brush design, which automatically detects carpets, making it both easier to go over the carpet, but also puts the brush closer to the carpet as well for a more in-depth cleaning. Only having these 2 functions, I think, is all I can ever ask from a perfect robot vacuum cleaner. But when it comes to the Roborock S8 Pro Ultra, this is only the beginning. Because as I mentioned, this is also a mop, and in order to achieve the maximum mopping effect, it will use a high-speed sound wave vibration, up to 3000 vibrations per minute, and it will also simulate 600 grams of human body pressure to clean even the most stubborn places. And do you still remember how I described that the other robot vacuum cleaners are trying to navigate your apartment floor? Well, the S8 Pro Ultra uses 3D technology and sensors in order to bypass objects on the floor while still keeping the overall cleaning routine in check. And honestly, this is something that you have to see for yourself in order to truly understand how just amazing this is. And of course, it also comes with an app, which is also just amazing. You can just control everything. You can like control and start cleaning your apartment when you're like outside shooting a YouTube video in like Namto. But my absolute favorite thing is that on the app, you can see like the 3D rendering that the machine has done of your apartment. So just to give you an idea, what you are watching right now is actually the first time ever this machine is doing whatever it is doing all around my apartment, and it creates its own map, so you don't have to do any installation process. You literally just put it on the floor, you download the app, and then you just tell it to like start, and that's it. And it will just scan all the different rooms. It will even analyze the apartment and figure out where there are different rooms, and then you can actually name these rooms yourself. And then of course it also works with voice assistance, so you can literally just tell Google to start cleaning, for example, the living room, and the robot vacuum cleaner will automatically go and just start cleaning only the living room. And then of course you can set it up like all the different routines. If you want to clean it every morning, if you want to clean it afterwards, you have had waffles in the sofa, like anything. It's just so cool. And if you do want to take this one step even further, they do have this add-on, so you can actually connect the water supply straight into the charging station as well, and then you have the dirty water out on the other side. But even I think that is a slight overkill, and I am definitely okay with just emptying and cleaning the water, which is like maybe once per week, lifting it up, adding some more water, putting it back into the machine, and it's absolutely unbelievable how convenient it is every single day. I cannot wait. I just want to clean my apartment all the time. And speaking about unbelievable, of course, Roborock now also have a 618 promotion where you can get some amazing deals on your own Roborock S8 Pro Ultra, and hand on heart, it is something I absolutely recommend every single one to get, and it's just such a game changer. If you want to find more information and take advantage of their promotion, you of course have all the links down in the description. But for now, I think that we're gonna continue with this video so we can go back to actually cleaning our dear apartment again, something that I am looking forward to every single time. And if it was necessary, I would love to clean like 5, 6, 10 times a day, because it's just so amazing and it just improves our life every single day. Next up on the list is a proper living room, and by a proper living room I mean a proper living room. In our case, it's a full entertainment system with of course a huge super comfortable sofa, a huge 4K OLED TV, and of course the latest generations of video games, PlayStation 5. For those 10 minutes every month I do have some time to actually play in between all these videos. And speaking about all those YouTube videos, the one thing that actually makes it possible for me to create all those YouTube videos is of course coffee. So it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that we do have our own coffee machine here in the apartment as well. It also saves us so much money compared to if we would just walk across the street, go to 7-Eleven, Louisa Coffee, or one of these other brands. The only thing we need is just to get some coffee beans, and then we have our daily needs taken care of. Next up is something I also previously talked about here on the channel, but that I cannot repeat enough. The dryer here on top of this washing/dryer tower. I honestly cannot understand how come dryers are not that common here in Taiwan, where we have like the most humid environment I've ever experienced. In Sweden, which is very, very dry in general, we could not live without a dryer, and now finally I have it here in Taiwan as well. And I just don't understand how people, especially in Taipei during winter, can live with having their clothes just hanging out on a balcony like this for like 2-3 days before you just give up and then take it inside to cover up your entire bedroom in order for it to dry. So I 100% recommend every single one, especially if you live in Taipei, to get a dryer as well. And then last but not least, this dedicated office, in my case, a YouTube studio with microphones and iPads and computers, camera lenses. But what I do think is really important is that if you are working from home, you 100% should have a dedicated office. In my case, it's a YouTube studio and an editing office in the corner here as well. And if we would compare this with when I was living together with Union, although we had a dedicated YouTube recording studio, we spent all our time sitting in our living room to just edit videos. And once you've sat there for like 8-10 hours a day, your brain just automatically wants like a change of scenery. But now just having this dedicated space, just as soon as I enter, my brain just knows that now it's work mode. And then as soon as I leave this place, I go into the living room and I know that, you know, now it's like 休息时间, and now it's just time to relax, be with Minthia, and just do all the things that normal non-YouTubers do all the time. But with that said, this studio is actually not yet 100% done. We do have some hopefully bigger changes coming up, which I am super excited about. And if that is something that you want to see, please do remember to subscribe to this channel to stay updated about these studio changes, but of course also future updates about everything regarding Taiwan. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.